Hi guys, Snowing here, and today I want to talk to you about two things. First off, monk burns, and then how to do a monk swarm kite. Um, First off, what I would recommend to everybody is doing the Seeds of Destruction progression quests. What that'll allow you to do is get through a bunch, get to Void F or something like that. Anyways, it's been a while since I've done it, but you can get all of these greater jolted quartzites, and each one you can get add flying kick. Um, that's going to help out any monk. Everybody knows flying kick is one of our best abilities we got. So this one's a greater. There's also a major, lesser, minor. I don't know. There's a bunch of them. There's also some for kick, which after the new expansion they got rid of stunning kick. Doesn't really do much. Sorry, I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. They're for your off pieces. I don't know why I was clicking that. So for belt, so here's one for flying kick. There's a major one that adds 10. Let's take a look here. Okay, this one's for my kick. Anyways, doing the progression quest, you can get a full set of these, which is nice. Another one I picked up in Vials of, I think this came from Beast Domain. Decreases the reuse time of crane stands by 5%. Not great, but you know, what else are you going to do with that slot? Here's a minor for flying kick for 6. Let's see what's on this one. This one's another kick one. Anyways, you can really increase all of your flying kick and kick to be huge. I try to keep mine at 100%. My flying kick currently is 110 out of 100. Tiger Claw. Anyways, you get the idea. So I would recommend doing the Seeds of Destruction quest. Anyways, let's get back to the burn rotation stuff here. All your burn rotations are going to be based off of your main damage disciplines. Now, what are those? Speed Focus Discipline, Heal of Zaggly, whatever, Terra Palm, Iron Fist, Eye of the Storm. Earth Force Discipline also adds some damage. It's mainly your defensive discipline, but it also does add some damage. So what do I do when I'm in a raid and I say go full burn? I pretty much pop this entire line. Sandfire Whistle, Two Fingers Wasp. If you have the AAs and you want to burn through them, you can pop the crit one. Your Breastplate, First Spire, Infusion of Thunder. I use First Spire because First Spire will increase the proc on your weapons and also Infusion of Thunder by 35%. It'll also increase the crit chance, and second and third spire. Third spire is more for defense. Second spire is for just attack, but first spire is more for proccing. Especially with this expansion, Empires of Kunark, weapon procs seem to be really huge with this one. So I recommend using first spire. If anybody has any other advice, please let me know in the comments below. Infusion of Thunder, Dragon's Balance, Diatomic Form. You probably don't need Curse of 13 because they're not going to be hitting you. They're going to be hitting the tank anyways. Then Speed Focus, then Focus Destructive Force. We want to focus all of our Destructive Force on one mob. Once Speed Focus is done, I then use the Heal and just start flying kicking the crap out of them. Then Terra Palm, and then Iron Fist and Crane Stance. The one thing I'd like to check out is whether or not Iron Fist enhances 5-point palm. I actually just killed a mob here recently. Scroll back through here, and I used 5 palm with Iron Fist, and it did 238,000 blah 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 points of damage. Let's see here. Here it is. No, that's a little bit up higher. Did I pass it? Let's do this here. There it is. 238,355. That was with Iron Fist. Kind of wondering if it increases. I'm not sure. Let's go kill one here really quick. Let's just see what happens. What did that do? So it only did 100,000. So yes, I would say Iron Fist does increase it by double. So Iron Fist, Crane Stance with 5 point. That's going to be your best bet. Alright. And then Eye of Storm. And then Earth Force to finish it up. Alright. Now, let's get into swarm kiting. I really want to show people how to swarm kite with a monk. Let's see if we can find some mobs around here. There's some other guys doing some swarm kiting. You know, this looks pretty empty. Let's try the other part of the zone. First off, switch your mercenary to passive. For doing a swarm kite, I like having the mercenary up for when whirlwind ends. That way, you know, you're going to have a few mobs left over probably, but that way you're not going to just, you know, die. But for now, switch them to passive because you want all the aggro on you. Otherwise, let's just go and get a big train of mobs here and let's go. Let's do this. As you can see, I'm experiencing a little bit of lag. I really don't like lag when you're trying to swarm kite. It's probably the worst combination you can possibly have. Let's hope that it just straightens itself out. Probably won't. I'm probably going to die and have to redo this video, but you know, whatever. This is just going to be a demonstrational video anyways to show you guys how to do this, so I'm not really too worried about dying. Anyways, we're just going to go run this horde. As you see, they're all light blue to me. You don't want them too strong to where you can't kill them within the few seconds that whirlwind actually goes on. But really, if they're not super strong, you can get as many as you want. A lot of people do. You know, I've heard of people doing this expansion because it really helps power up your shard, your tier. As you see, I'm not super high on it, but not too bad either. So anyways, let's just see here. We'll get a nice horde going on here. Now the other thing too is I've heard of people doing like this entire zone. As you see, mobs are dropping off. Maybe I should get off my mount, but that's part of the problem is when you try to get too many mobs, they all start just falling off your aggro list. I don't know what's going on right now. I apologize, guys. Let's see what happened. What do I got following me? Nothing? The lag's probably too much. I hate this server lag. Absolutely horrible. Alright, let's go back through here and see what we can gather. Again, it's just so bad that even before Empires of Cunark and Daybreak took over this, I was having issues with losing mobs, but not like this. I've never had that much just fall off my... I sort of took a break during the summer when Empires of Cunark took over, and anyways, I'm coming back. One of the main reasons I wanted to create this video is I've been grouping with a lot of people, and they've been excited to see like what a monk can do. anyways, that's what I'm trying to post. I just want to show guys, like, if you want to create a monk, that's awesome. I'll show you guys, like, how to swarm kite and do these things. Because a lot of people don't, you know, if you're coming into it, you don't know how to swarm kite with a monk. You don't even know this kind of thing is possible. Maybe you've heard of people doing it, but it is very possible. It's actually not too hard to do it. While I'm running around here, maybe I'll go over the basics of the game plan of how to do this. Yeah, there's a mob that I had that fell off. First thing is shade step. That's going to be our first thing we're going to want to use. The reason we're going to use shade step is that's going to allow the horde to actually get to us before we start the actual burn. If we didn't use shade step, they're going to just start coming in one at a time. If we were to just start off with whirlwind, it's not going to work out well at all. Shade step is going to allow the entire horde that we have on us get to us while we're popping all of our buffs and everything else. So then we're going to do Xanphi. This probably doesn't do anything, but why not? Breastplate, First Spire, Infusion of Thunder, Dragon Balance, Diatomic Form, and then finally we get to Whirlwind. The main thing is, once Shade Step ends, that's when you want to pop Whirlwind. So I'm about to get going to this right now. I like to back up into a wall and just let them all come to me. So let's find a nice wall over here. And ooh, look at this camp. Let's see if we can't get all these junkies into the horde too. Ooh, look at that leg. Yes, they're coming. So we're gonna go right over here is what we're gonna try to lead this horde right over here. Now one thing, if you ever played a bard, you kind of want to rope these guys up a little bit, because none of these disciplines last forever. So let's just take one. I'm worried about this leg here. Alright, so yeah, you see him trailing off a little bit there. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. Oh boy, here we go. Leg. Don't hit me. We're going to try to cut the pack right down the middle. See if they can't tighten up a little bit. This leg is probably due to me having so many on me. Alright, let's see what happens. Here we go. Alright, once you start getting, let's hit Shade Step. Turn auto attack on. Nothing's clicking. Nothing's clicking here. That's fucking great. So Shade Step has 7 seconds left on it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Whirlwind. Destructive Force. Boom. This is when you're going to want to switch your Merce also back to reactive. That way you can finish them off and you don't have to worry about dying too much. I don't know what all this is. Let's see what kind of loot we got here. Just a bunch of garbage. Great. I don't even know how many we killed there. Didn't seem like too much, did it? Who the heck do these guys think they are? Alright. Well, we can show you guys some of the other monk rotations. One of the other things I'd recommend is always using a two-hander when you're doing this. The whole point of Whirlwind is every time they attack you, you reposit. So you're going to want to reposit with your biggest, baddest weapon you got. Probably, it doesn't matter about delay at that point, but that's what you're going to want to end up doing. You're going to want your biggest, baddest two-hander you got with the most damage on it possible. What the heck? You want to fight? Let's do this. Anyways, guys, that's how you swarm kite. I wish I could have got a bigger horde, but as you see, I'm experiencing a lot of lag. I don't know, ever since this new expansion, I think Daybreak doesn't have the formula down like Sony did, and I've been experiencing a lot of lag. And a lot of people in my guild that I've been grouping with have been experiencing it too. Anyways, that's the basics of how you swarm kite. Give it a go. Um, like I said, the biggest thing with the swarm kite, if I can even find the menu, is using shade step to begin with. That's going to allow the entire horde to get to you. And then after that, it's whatever pretty much else you want. And once Shade Step ends, that's when you hit Whirlwind and then Destructive Force. That's what's going to kill everything. But Shade Step is going to give you the time, give the enemies the amount of time to all gather around you. And then once that ends, that's when you hit Whirlwind and Destructive Force, and that's going to kill everything. Originally, I heard of people doing this, so I went here and I gathered a horde, hit Whirlwind, hit Destructive Force right away. I had mobs trickling in, and Whirlwind doesn't last that long. Next thing I know, I'm dead. Whirlwind only lasts 12 seconds. So next thing I know, I'm dead, and I'm sitting there wondering, how the heck do people do this? And I learned from another monk, you hit Shade Step. Now, the other thing is you can't do this with... You probably can't go into a Empires of Kunark Frontier Mountains and do this. The reason being is Shade Step, it increases your dodging ability. Now, it's not going to work the best on super high level mobs. As you see, all these are like light blue to me. That's what allows you to do it. So increases your chance to dodge by 701. If you're fighting even cons, yellow cons, dark blues, it's not going to work as well. They're gonna hit right through it. But fighting something like light blue or greens, you're going to be able to dodge almost everything they do to you, and then give you the time to buff up, use your Whirlwind, and Destructive Force. And you're going to be able to kill entire hordes of mobs and level up your little trinket here pretty quickly. You know, hopefully what we try to find when we kill hordes of mobs are these fragments. That helps power up these things a lot. Anyways, hope this video helps people. Leave some comments in the section below and questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks. Hi guys, one other thing I wanted to add here was some of the hotkeys that I use. I forgot to go over this. I do two buttons that I spam, number 1 and letter E. You can really set them to whatever, but on my number 1, I use pause 1. I've heard that helps. Anyways, Discipline Doomwalker's Alliance, this new one with Empires of Kunark. That's going to increase damage when we do Doomwalker Synergy, our triple flying kick. Ability 7 and 8 are my flying kick and eagle strike. And then Torrent of Fists. And then I have one called Pets. That's because of the Phantom Pummeling. But the first one you start off with is Doomwalker's Precision Strike, and the new one, Empires of Kunark. Phantom Pummeling Fists. Fists of Wu. I've heard this doesn't do much, but heck, why not? Vigorous Shuriken, and then this activate is Bane Strike. I did a little bit trying to mess around with Dragon Force instead of Bane Strike, and I did not like the push of Dragon Force. It causes the mobs to stumble away from you, especially in a group setting or raid setting. If you're constantly spamming Dragon Force, you're constantly pushing the enemies away. So I ended up switching it back Have Dragon Force just right here in case I, wanted it. It doesn't do much damage, so. Anyways, hope these two things help with you guys. Leave the comments below. Hope you liked the video.